In the peaceful corner of a quiet yard lived a hen. Not just any hen, though. She had feathers of brown and yellow, a touch of pride in her step, and always beautified her wings with colors and ribbons. Her name was Clara. Clara thought herself the queen of the farm. She had everything just as she liked it. The entire affection of her young and beautiful mistress, and also her cozy nesting spot, where she cared for her precious eggs and prepared a home for her chicks to be. But everything was about to change. Snowy, Clara's mistress, had just adopted a chilling white cat called Snowy. Snowy didn't seem to mind his own business. He was such an intruder, and Clara hated that about him. Snowy would frequently snuggle up to her eggs, and before long, he started bringing white store-bought eggs to her pile. Then Snowy opened up the water hoses, and the entire barn and straw beds were soaked in water.
What now?
All the eggs were on the barn's wooden floor, some broken, straw beds scattered, with so much straw across the floors.
What would Snowy not do?
Clara cried as she walked in and found colorful plastic balls amidst the eggs on the wooden floors. She instantly grew pale. It was a beautiful sunny Wednesday morning, and Clara had gone out early to enjoy the golden streaks of the sun. When she had returned to sit on her eggs, they were nowhere to be found. She looked around the barn and made several rounds of the yard, and she could not find them. Totally frustrated now, she checked under the blue tractor and by the wooden barrels. Still no luck. Only then did the corner of her eye catch sight of the brown oval shells carefully hidden under the exquisite foliage of the flower beds by the fence. Clara was still healing from all the hurt of the past few weeks when she went out to eat some corn. To her amazement, her corn had been drenched in white paint.
That's it.
The chase was on. Clara, meaning to show Snowy the other side of her, Snowy thinking this was a fun game. Round and round they went. What was Clara supposed to do to resolve this Snowy issue? She was awake the entire night and up early, seeking for a solution. Then, like lightning would strike, she had some ideas. Snowy! Snowy's heart began to throb. He knew exactly what that call meant. He was in trouble. His mistress had found a massive amount of flowers plucked from their stems onto the pavement. But why was he the suspect here? Snowy wondered. Then the mistress's picnic basket had been ramshackled. Snowy was in trouble again. On another dewy morning, as the mistress hung her freshly washed clothes on the line before her daily runs, Clara got on a mission, making sure she deeply soiled each garment to unacceptable limits before returning to her ex. Then it was Friday again, and the mistress had, as usual, a very important meeting with some new commercial farming investors. All dressed up in an ironclad blue ensemble and her favorite red heels, she dropped 2 bunches of keys on the table to grab a cup of coffee. Upon her return, the car keys were gone. She searched the entire living room, opening every little cranny until an hour had passed before she stumbled on her keys lying in Snowy's daytime bed. Snowy? She was sorely bitter with Snowy. That same afternoon, while the mistress was still out and Snowy still trying to shake off his despair, Snowy looked out and saw his cozy nightbed and wool blanket under the heavy rains. Snowy cried and pranced to his feet to get Clara back. And Clara enjoyed giving Snowy a taste of his own medicine. Round and round and round they went. Then Clara had one last knockout move. Having lived here for a long time now, she knew that the animal control van came by every Saturday morning. So, Clara seized Snowy's best toy and flung it into the animal control van parked down the road. As Snowy wouldn't let them drive off with his toy, he stayed around until the animal control staff returned from her rounds. Thinking Snowy was a stray, she gently picked him up and locked him in one of their van compartments, and off she drove. The farm was peaceful again. 2 weeks had passed, and Clara's yellow, bubbly cheeks had hatched, and her soul was glad.
허리에 발자국은 영원히 남아 달콤한 추억 그대 만나 시간이 멈춘 듯한 그날들.
However, one morning, Clara's mistress received a lengthy call. Then she entered her white, exquisite Mini Coupe and drove off, only to return with Snowy. Clara, though unhappy to see Snowy back, she had run out of ideas. Then the unthinkable happened. While the hen was off to drinking water by the side of the cottage, an eagle struck. Thankfully, Snowy was there to intervene, fighting off the eagle until he dropped the chick he had grabbed. Clara returned to the scene, and they both successfully fought off the eagles, keeping all the chicks safe. From that day onwards, Clara learned that there's always something good about a bad situation. And they lived together as one big happy family.
떠오르는 그 순간 우리의 발자국은 영원히 남아 달콤한 추억